You think you know what you are afraid of? Spiders, heights, public speaking, failure. But here is what you have never been told. Most of your fears are not yours. They belong to someone who died 50,000 years ago. And that person's terror is still running in your nervous system right now. Let's find out what ancient humans were actually afraid of. Not the list you would expect. The real list. The one that explains why you still check under the bed, why you feel uneasy walking alone at night, why a stranger's gaze holds for too long and something inside you tightens. None of those responses are irrational. Every single one of them once saved someone's life. The first fear was not darkness. It was what lived in the darkness. Humans are diurnal creatures. Our eyes evolved for daylight. We have no tapetum lucidum, the reflective layer that gives cats and lions the ability to see in the dark. When the sun went down, our ancestors went effectively blind, and the predators did not. Big cats hunted at night. Leopards, lions, hyenas, all apex nocturnal hunters. All of them faster than us. All of them able to see us far better than we could see them. The darkness was not an abstract anxiety. The darkness was a genuine killing ground. And the humans who survived it were the ones who became afraid of it. Not because they were weak, because they were smart enough to know what was out there. Error management theory explains this precisely. Evolutionary psychologists describe two types of mistake you can make in a dangerous situation. Type 1, you hear a rustle in the bush, you assume it is a predator, you run, and it was just the wind. Cost, wasted energy. A brief cortisol spike. Type 2, you hear a rustle in the bush, you assume it is the wind, you stay key, and it was a lion. Cost, death. Evolution does not favor the calm and rational response. Evolution favors the one who is wrong in the safer direction. Subscribe if you have ever felt a chill in a dark room and thought, that is irrational. It is not irrational. The second fear was even more interesting. Not animals, not darkness, other people, specifically strangers. Ancient humans lived in small bands, typically between 20 and 50 individuals. Everyone in the group was known. Their behavior was predictable. Their intentions were readable. A stranger was none of those things. The cognitive distinction between group members and strangers became increasingly important across the Pleistocene. As human groups grew and moved, safe or dangerous became a survival-critical cognitive skill. And it was not just survival from violence. A stranger could carry disease. They could compete for food, territory, mates. They could disrupt the social hierarchy the group depended on. The freeze response is the remnant of that ancient assessment running in real time. Your body scanning for signals before your conscious mind has processed the situation. It is not prejudice, it is ancient pattern recognition that has not been recalibrated for the modern world. The third fear is the one nobody talks about. It was not lions, not strangers, it was being cast out. Social exclusion was not an emotional wound for ancient humans. It was a death sentence. Alone in the Pleistocene, a single human lasted days, maybe weeks with luck. No shelter that could withstand a sustained attack. No food acquisition strategy that worked solo. No protection from the predators that hunted at night. The group was not just comfort. The group was the only viable survival unit. This is why social rejection activates the same neural pathways as physical pain, not metaphorically, literally. Social exclusion activates the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the same region of the brain that processes physical pain. Being left out of a group genuinely hurts, because for most of human evolutionary history, being left out of the group killed you. The fear of rejection, the anxiety before a social performance, the compulsive monitoring of whether people like you, these are not neuroses. They are the hypervigilance of an animal that understood exactly how much depended on being included. Now, here is the part that shifts how you see your own fear responses. All of these ancient fears share a common architecture. They are all asymmetric. The cost of being wrong in the dangerous direction is catastrophic. The cost of being wrong in the safe direction is manageable, so the brain calibrated. It overestimates threats. It sees danger in ambiguity. It treats social friction as emergency. It interprets darkness as a killing ground, even when the only thing in the dark is your furniture. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman described the human brain as running two systems simultaneously. System 1, fast, automatic, emotional, ancient. System 2, slow, deliberate, rational, modern. When you feel fear, System 1 is already running the response. System 2 arrives afterwards, rationalizing, explaining, sometimes overriding. But the fear got there first. And the fear came from a time when getting there first was the difference between living and not. Here is what this changes. The anxieties you carry are not weaknesses. They are design features, a highly tuned threat detection system built across millions of years of genuine danger. The problem is not that the system is broken. The problem is that it is running in a world it was not calibrated for. Your commute to work is not a predator. A difficult conversation is not a life or death exclusion event. The dark hallway in your house is not occupied by something that wants to eat you, but the system responds as though it might be, because for almost all of human history, it was. The ancient human who checked under the bed is still in you, still scanning, still listening, still ready. They kept your ancestors alive across 100,000 years of genuine darkness. That seems worth knowing about. Drop a comment. What is the fear you have always thought was irrational? I want to know. Like, share, subscribe. Your fear response is older than language. It has been keeping people alive for a long time.